What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another fun movie review. And the movie that I'm going to review today is a movie that I was very surprised by. It's a movie that I really enjoyed more than I thought I would. And it's fairly new, and I decided, you know what, I like this movie so much, I'm definitely going to review it. So today, I'm reviewing the movie Nobody. So, going into this movie, the only thing that I knew about this was that Bob Odenkirk was the lead actor and that it was the same producers as John Wick. So I I thought, okay, I really enjoyed John Wick. So I'm gonna probably enjoy this movie, and I decided to give it a shot. The cool thing about this movie is, for those of you guys that know Bob Odenkirk from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and all of those kinds of shows, you know, I never pictured him in a movie quite like this one, and seeing him in this movie actually gave me a whole new perspective on him as an actor, and I have to say I really enjoyed the movie for what it was. If you guys haven't seen the movie or haven't seen the trailers and don't know what it's about, basically, it's about this guy who's just your normal, average 9 to 5 dad. He's with his family in his house, and you can see that he's bored with his life. Him and his wife kind of have problems, and he's got a teenage son and a little girl. And then he one night he kind of loses it when people break into his house, and he tries to figure out who it was that broke into his house. And then you discover that this guy isn't exactly who you thought he was. And that's when the story kind of unravels. But I'm not going to say anything more, otherwise, I'm going to give you guys a really big spoiler and really big spoilers as the movie progresses. But what I liked about this, there's a lot of action, and they combined the action in the movie with really good humor and comic moments in the movie that really made it kind of a worthwhile thing to watch. Because a lot of the action movies these days, they're really serious and they are really kind of heavy to watch, and in this movie they kind of flipped the script on that one. It's fun to watch. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of funny moments in this movie. You will laugh a lot in this movie, and also enjoy the action sequences and just the gist of the storyline. It's really good. So, considering all of that, I would suggest anyone who's a big lover of action comedy films watch this movie. It is really worth it, and I think at the end of the day, you'll walk out of there being a fan of that genre, going, you know what, this is something that I definitely want to watch again. So, to get into the more specifics of the movie, I would give, or let's start with the directing rather. The directing in this movie was, I think it was pretty solid for the type of movie that it was. And some of the scenes, the way that they were shot and the way that they were done, I really liked it. I liked the vibe of it. I liked the style of it, and I really just thought that all around it was done pretty well. So for the directing in this movie, I'd say I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10, because it was done really well. It was something that there's not a lot of stuff that had to be done to make the movie better with camera work, because the story was already kind of on point. So I would say the directing was done well for the type of movie that it is, and I think it was a pretty good job all in all. When it comes to the story, I would say there's some parts of the movie that are, I don't want to say predictable, but you kind of have a feeling of what might happen, And then there's other parts of the movie where you think, okay, this is going to happen, and then it takes it into a completely new direction. So I think the story was well written. I think the kind of surprises that they give you were well done. So I think I would give this story an 8 out of 10 because it was really well done. It was a fun movie to just sit back, relax, and watch it unfold. So I think for the type of movie that they went for and the type of story that they went for, they really did a good job. So yeah, 8 out of 10 on the story, most definitely. When it comes to the acting on this movie, especially from Bob Odenkirk, who really surprised me with, taking on a role such as this one and just really doing an amazing job. I was very pleasantly surprised with his work in this movie, and I just think that, all in all, it was a pretty badass film. So, Bob Odenkirk's good in this one. The main villain, it's kind of it's cliched in a non-cliche way, the villain in this movie. And, I actually enjoyed the villain. He wasn't bad as well. So, I liked his acting. Connie Nielsen, Wonder Woman's mother, is in this movie as his wife, and from her side as well, also really good acting. And then obviously, Christopher Lloyd is in this movie, Doc Brown from Back to the Future, and I just love his character. He's funny, he's witty, he's a badass in his own right, and it was awesome. And RZA's in this; he was good. He the role that he played in this is also pretty badass. So I enjoyed the acting in this movie. It's good. I would give the acting in this movie an 8 out of 10 because everyone involved in the movie did a good job. And the way that everything unfolds, it's a ton of fun. It's really a fun movie. So yeah, 8 out of 10 on the acting. I think that is a pretty fair score and a pretty fair, rating for the type of movie that this is. If you guys have seen this movie, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this. If you guys haven't seen this movie, do yourself a favor, watch it. Then let me know in the comments section what your thoughts on this movie were and exactly what you guys thought about all of the things that, was discussed and the ratings and stuff. If you guys agree or disagree, I'd like to know that. But yeah, if you guys are action comedy fans, if you guys enjoyed John Wick, you guys will enjoy this movie because the action style is a lot like John Wick, in the sense of it's just balls to the wall, fucking murder and mayhem, but in the most fun way possible. And when it comes to the comedy, there's really funny lines in this movie, there's really funny moments in this movie. And watching it unfold, like I said, it's just a treat. So I really do think you guys are going to enjoy this movie. I give it a very big thumbs up. I told you guys in last week's video that I was busy with the Star Wars movies. I actually just ended up finishing the Star Wars film franchise as a whole. And I do believe that next week I will be reviewing the Star Wars movies, from episode 1 up until episode 9. And then obviously the 2 side films that were also made. I will give a rating for every movie, kind of explain the reason behind the rating, which one I enjoyed most, which one I enjoyed least, all of that types of things, so that, I'm basically going to review the entire Star Wars franchise as a whole. And then, give the franchise a rating as well. So you guys have that to look forward to for next week. And I think that is going to be a really fun video. If you guys want to go follow my social media links, I would really appreciate that. I'm doing a lot of, kind of film-related content on TikTok these days, along with, me doing humor-related content and, just being my crazy ass self. So if you guys want to go check that out, I would really appreciate it. And I will definitely see you guys next week with another fun-filled video. I hope you guys have an awesome week. And yeah, if you guys checked out this movie, please remember to let me know. Peace.